I don't like watching any stuff related to NTR. I hate the genre, but if it has a good ending, we love that. Today, I've got an ongoing manga where our protagonist is going to suffer a lot, but the ending hits home. The manga is titled, "My Life Turns Around After Being Cheated On and Falsely Accused. I Ended Up Being Adored by the Most Beautiful Girl in the School." Like I said, this manga is ongoing, and it's really good. It starts off with our main guy named Eiji. Today is our boy's birthday, but why is he sad? Well, he was hoping to hang out and have fun with his girlfriend today, but she told him she was actually busy with some club activities and couldn't meet up. Our guy is thinking, man, today was a special day, but whatever, it's fine. He then tells us a bit about his girlfriend. Her name is Miyuki, and she's actually his childhood friend. Our dude confessed to her last Christmas, and they've been dating since. He explains that she's super popular in class, and normally he wouldn't even be able to talk to her. But since they're childhood friends, they connected. They've been dating for about 6 months, but since our guy is a bit hesitant and shy, they haven't really done anything physical yet. I mean, it's fine. Take your time, man. Since his girlfriend didn't show up, our guy wanders off on his own and eventually ends up in front of the movie theater where they were supposed to go today. He starts daydreaming about sitting together, watching the movie, holding hands. He blushes at the thought and shakes it off, thinking, no, I shouldn't be thinking dirty things. Anyway, he keeps wandering and finds himself surrounded by couples. At this very moment, he realizes he's wandered right into the Love Hotel district. Now that he's here, he starts imagining him and his girlfriend. Ah, but no, our guy has a pure heart. He stops himself, thinking, man, what am I thinking? I'm going crazy. But right then, he hears a very familiar voice. He turns around, and it's his girlfriend. What the? Our dude's so-called childhood friend, his girlfriend of 6 months, is literally in another guy's arms right now. Eiji says, Miyuki? Miyuki looks at him, and they both blurt out the exact same thing. What are you doing here? Since Eiji's girlfriend is wrapped up in another dude's arms, he gets a bit aggressive, like, what are you doing? What is going on? Before Miyuki can even say anything, the guy she's with slaps our boy. A massive slap that knocks him straight to the ground, bro. The guy who hit him goes, what the hell are you doing with my girl? Your girl? Since when is she your girl? Eiji asks. What kind of BS are you talking about? She's cheating on me. The guy who slapped Eiji scoffs. What nonsense are you spewing? Are you a stalker? Hey Miyuki, tell him exactly what you told me, that you're only dating him because he's your childhood friend. And tell him what else you say about how boring and gross this Eiji guy is. Eiji is completely shocked hearing this. He just doesn't want to believe these words. But what the other guy says next absolutely breaks him. Bro, she tells me everything when we are in bed together. Oh my god. Our boy hasn't even shared a kiss with her in 6 months, and this random dude has already unboxed her. Bro, you are done. As if that wasn't enough, right in front of Eiji, his, well, should I call her his ex? Or his girlfriend at this point? I'm confused. Anyway, the guy puts his hand on Miyuki's waist and says, what's wrong? Speak up. Do you actually like him? All right, make your choice. Are you staying with me or him? Break up with me. I don't care. This dude is a total playboy. He's ruined our guy, and now he's casually telling the girl, do you like him? Go be with him then. Now Miyuki is a bit scared. She doesn't want to lose her new boy toy. So she says, no, don't throw me away. If you leave me, I won't be able to live. Like, what? Is he your oxygen? Is he your H2O? If Miyuki had said this to Eiji, it would have been fine. But she's saying it to someone else right in front of Eiji's face. Just look at our boy's reaction. He's just like, wait, what the hell? The guy pats Miyuki's head to calm her down, and look at his smirk. This guy is a massive scumbag. He proves it too by telling Miyuki, go on, tell him what you need to say. Hurry up, tell it to his face just like I said. So yeah, Miyuki spouts all that BS. He's just my childhood friend. He's gross, a stalker, and a horrible, abusive boyfriend. Bitch. Nah, she deserves a domain expansion. A black flash. Look at our boy's reaction to her words. He's thinking, I'm getting cooked like a dog out here. What on earth is she talking about? Then the guy pushes her to finish it. Tell this delusional stalker guy. So Miyuki says, "Forgive me, Eiji, but we can't be together. And don't talk to me at school." Wow, she cut him off completely. And remember, it was our boy's birthday today. Anyway, Eiji then narrates, "From this day forward, my happy, everyday life began to fall apart. First, our guy gets back home. We find out his family owns a business, a restaurant managed by his single mom and his older brother. They welcome him, noting he's back pretty early, but our boy doesn't even respond. He just goes straight to his room to sleep. Of course, his brother and mom probably figured something was wrong. After a while, his brother even brings him food, but Eiji refuses to eat. Look, something terrible just happened to him, and he just wants time to pass quickly. But during moments like this, time feels like it's moving painfully slow. Who knows why? Anyway, hoping to escape, our guy goes to sleep, only to have nightmares about his girlfriend hooking up with the other guy. Like, bro is literally dreaming about them getting physical right in front of him. What kind of nightmare is that, bro? Well, you can't control dreams. What can the poor guy do? He gets ready and heads to school. His friend approaches him and asks, "Hey man, how are things with you and her?" What is he supposed to say? How does he explain yesterday's mess? But before he can say anything, he sees Miyuki right in front of him. Seeing her triggers a childhood flashback where they were jokingly talking about crushes, and little Miyuki asks, "Should I just become your bride then?" It was childhood. Kids say whatever. The flashback ends, and Eiji tries to approach her. He calls her name, and she turns around. Her expression screams that she is totally disgusted. It seriously looks like she wants nothing to do with him. But before she can say a word, Miyuki's friend steps in between them and says, "You stay the hell away. Stay away from Miyuki. Do you understand me, you creep?" Imagine being in Eiji's shoes. He's like, "Wait, I'm the creep?" After that, Miyuki's friend drags her away, throwing back a threat. "If you keep stalking her, I'll have you beaten up." Like, what the hell is this? Just because he's a guy, he has to just take it? Our dude gets home later, and the cyberbullying begins. He gets texts from unknown numbers, saying stuff like, "Go die, you disgusting human," along with other nasty messages like, "Abusive scumbag," "The worst stalker," not just a stalker, the worst stalker, plus a bunch of death threats. Look at that. Miyuki actually gaslit everyone into thinking he was the abuser. Obviously, our guy is hating this. He says, "Bro, why am I getting these? What did I even do?" In frustration, he just throws his phone. He's just running away from it at this point, not facing them. But eventually, he has to face reality. So the next day, he goes to school, and before opening the classroom door, he prays in his head, "I just hope this goes like a normal day." But absolutely not. As soon as he sits down, the entire class is gossiping about him and talking absolute trash, saying things like, "Get lost, creep," "The worst abusive freak," "Seriously disgusting piece of trash," "Enemy of women." Enemy of women? Those are some heavy accusations. Anyway, our guy is obviously miserable. He quietly mutters, "Even though I didn't do anything." Right then, Miyuki's friend slams her hands on his desk and yells, "Shut up, you criminal." A criminal? A minute ago, he was the worst stalker, then enemy of women, and now they've straight up labeled him a criminal? The other guys in class are like, "Well, Miyuki wouldn't lie, so who's lying?" You. Also, Kondo-senpai from the soccer club, that's the playboy's name we just found out, Kondo-senpai, he also said he saw you hurting Miyuki. It's two popular students against a criminal like you. Wow, again with the criminal label. Anyway, absolutely no one believes our boy. So yeah, he's completely alone now. The whole class is eating and having a good time, while our guy is eating his lunch alone on the roof. Then he gets a message from his club saying there's a meeting today. Since he has no one in his class on his side, he thinks maybe he can get some support from his club members. But right as he's about to open the club room door, he hears voices inside. They're talking the same trash. "Keep that guy away from us. He's abusive. He's a criminal. He beats his girlfriend." They even say, Bro didn't have any talent, but still tried so hard on that manuscript. Like, the guy is working hard, and they're just disrespecting him. He probably wrote a story or a novel for the club. And when he's heading home, he sees those exact handwritten pages tossed in the trash can. So yeah, absolutely nobody is on Bro's side right now. Bro needs some real homies. Look, his classmates are against him, his club members are against him, so our guy thinks, let me get help from the teachers. He goes to the teacher's lounge, only to see Miyuki and her best friend already manipulating the teacher, basically saying, that guy is a criminal. You should have him arrested. They're claiming he hurt Miyuki, and that Miyuki wouldn't lie. Now even the teachers aren't on his side. Our boy just bolts from there, thinking, I'm going straight home. I can't stay here anymore. But you know how in Japanese schools, they change their shoes and keep them in those lockers? He gets to his shoe locker and finds a threatening letter inside. It says, if you tell the truth, we're going to target this shop. They're talking about his family's restaurant. Basically saying, if you spill the truth, we'll drag your family into this and start harassing them. You just sit there and suffer. So yeah, now our guy has to suffer in silence to protect his family. Anyway, he gets home. His mom asks if he had club activities. He lies and says, no, they got canceled. Now here, our guy talks with his brother and mom a bit, and he starts feeling a little better. He thinks to himself, everyone might be against me, but these two will always be by my side. He reveals that ever since his dad passed away, his mom has never cried in front of them. She always smiles so they won't worry. And his older brother tries his hardest to keep everyone happy and keep their dad's shop running. Seeing his family happy, our guy resolves, as long as I endure this, at least they won't be sad. So he decides, let them bully me as much as they want, just don't involve my family. And that was the breaking point for our boy. Now we jump to, let's switch gears and look at Miyuki's pove for a second. She reveals that ever since she split with Eiji, she literally hasn't been able to sleep. She's questioning reality, wondering why things turned out this way, thinking, maybe that day was just a dream. She even has the audacity to say that if Kondo-senpai hadn't been there, she would have hugged Eiji and cried, begging to never be separated. Like, what is this manipulation technique? I don't understand this chick at all. She then claims that seeing Eiji get bullied made her feel terrible, but she forced herself not to cry. What is this girl trying to do? Farm sympathy points? Give me a break. She then explains how her and Kondo's relationship actually started. One day, she and her friends were gossiping about romance. Even though her relationship with Eiji was totally normal, going on dates, hanging out, that wasn't enough for them. They wanted something spicy. They wanted the thrill. So to experience something new, her best friend, yes, the exact same friend who was screaming at Eiji earlier, fully knowing Miyuki was the one cheating, set her up with Kondo. She hyped him up, saying, he's a senior. He knows everything about romance. Just go hang out with him. At first, Miyuki claims she rejected the idea. But since Kondo was athletic, smart, and the ace of the soccer team, yeah, she folded instantly. She even starts comparing Kondo and Eiji. She says Eiji didn't know anything about relationships, while Kondo had a very mature view on them. Yeah, no duh, he's a player with experience. And look, if a guy ever says the kind of trash Kondo says, you know your relationship is in danger. Kondo literally tells her, come on, no guy wouldn't make a move on a cute girl like Miyuki. If I were him, I would have made a move right away. He was indirectly flirting, trying to establish dominance. Then he hits her with, wanna go grab a drink? You are seriously attractive. And bro, they aren't talking about drinking water here. He's asking to swap saliva right then and there. Eiji dated her for 6 months and didn't even think about crossing boundaries out of respect. This guy just walks up, asks her to swap spit, and this girl is just like, OMG, yes. But wait, it gets worse. Miyuki admits that everything she should have saved for Eiji, she gave to Kondo in no time at all. Are we talking about going straight to bed? Yes. Yes, we are. I am so mad at this chick right now. I don't know if this was their first time or what, but Miyuki clearly doesn't look happy. So, Kondo starts gaslighting her. He tells her, look, you're super attractive. It makes 0 sense for a guy not to make a move on you. If your boyfriend isn't doing it, I will. And it's absolutely not your fault. The one who failed as a man is him. Wait, what? Eiji is pure and respects her enough not to force himself on her. And Kondo is twisting that to say Eiji isn't a real man? What kind of toxic math is that? Later on, Kondo asks her to hang out on the 30th since there's no club meeting. Miyuki says, "No, that's Eiji's birthday. I'm going to spend it with him." You know what Kondo says? He pulls the ultimate fuckboy card. "All right, whatever. I'll just ask another girl." Obviously, Miyuki panics. Kondo tells her, "What do you want me to do? You always put Eiji before me. I'm trying to chase you, but I'm getting bored. Let's just end it." Miyuki immediately caves like, wait, stop. And that's how we ended up at the movie theater scene from the beginning. In her inner monologues, Miyuki reveals she genuinely planned to marry Eiji in the future. She hopes Eiji will forgive her someday, but right now, she refuses to tell the truth because she's afraid of losing everything. Lose what? You belong to the streets. Anyway, back to our boy, Eiji. The next day at school, the bullying is still going strong. People are trashing him, calling him violent, and praising how cool Kondo is. Exhausted, Eiji just wants to attend class and go home. But when he walks in, he completely breaks. Pinned to the chalkboard is a picture of him with the words, "Abusive guy, get out," scribbled on it. Worse, they absolutely doxed him. They printed out a picture of his family's restaurant and wrote, "Abusive guy's house," on it. They are literally targeting his innocent family now. Eiji snaps and runs out into the hallway, where he bumps into Kondo. Kondo smirks and goes, "Having fun, criminal?" Eiji demands to know why Kondo is spreading all these lies and ruining his life. And honestly, Kondo gives a straight-up supervillain answer. He says, "I'm doing it because it's fun. I love this show we're putting on, watching you lose your girl and everything else. You thought you deserved a girl like Miyuki? Look, I actually just really enjoy destroying relationships. This guy does it just for the love of the game. Look, a villain isn't a villain if he doesn't do messed up stuff. Kondo is absolute trash, but he's playing his role perfectly. The shock and stress are too much for Eiji. He literally passes out right there in the hallway. When he wakes up, he's in the school infirmary. As he lies there, the crushing reality sets in. Absolutely no one is going to help him. His teachers and friends are all on Miyuki's side, and he refuses to tell his mom and brother to protect them. He thinks, after being betrayed by Miyuki, my best friend, and my girlfriend, I am completely done for. I don't know how I'm going to survive the next year and a half of high school. He checks his phone, and the messages are still pouring in. Creep, abuser, drop out. Then he gets a notification. He's been officially kicked out of his club, and everyone in the group chat immediately blocked him. The double standard is insane. A girl tells a lie, and it's treated as absolute gospel. A guy tries to defend himself, and everyone just says, "Let the dog bark." Holding back tears, Eiji slowly walks up the stairs to the school roof. His mind is racing. He thinks that maybe if he just endures it, things will get better in the future. But the voices keep haunting him. Go die. You're a creep. You're scum. Go to hell. Then, a dark thought clicks in his head. What if I actually die? If I jump, I'll be free. I won't have to suffer anymore. He pushes open the door to the roof. But instead of an empty space, he sees a girl standing there. Eiji narrates, "When I had lost everything and was completely hopeless, that's when I met the girl who would change my fate." The girl looks at him and asks who he is. Eiji introduces himself, saying he's a second-year skipping club to hide out. Obviously, he's not going to casually admit he came up here to jump. We find out this girl is a first-year, named Ai Ichijo. Eiji recognizes her because she is famous. She's incredibly brilliant, aced the entrance exams, and stunningly beautiful. She is the undisputed idol of the school. Tons of guys have confessed to her, and she's rejected every single one. Eiji tells her, "You've probably heard the rumors about me, so you can leave if you want. I'm just hiding here until lunch." Ai replies flatly, "No, I'm not leaving. This is my spot. You go somewhere else." Eiji is confused. Wait, didn't you hear the rumors? They say I'm an abusive stalker. I'm a criminal. Why aren't you running away? Here is where Ai proves she is absolutely based. She tells him, "I heard the rumors, but they are just that, rumors. I'm not going to believe things I haven't seen with my own eyes. Besides, romance is just a disease anyway. People hear a one-sided story and instantly believe it. Kids these days overreact and spread lies without knowing the truth. She hits him with a massive W take. Half information is more dangerous than full information. Eiji is incredibly moved by this. Finally, someone with a working brain. He thanks her. Ai gets flustered and asks why he's thanking her. Suddenly, it starts pouring rain. Eiji tells Ai to step under the shelter with him so she doesn't catch a cold. Ai yells back, "Leave me alone." Eiji is confused. "Come under the roof. You're going to get sick." Ai screams, "Can't you understand why I'm up here alone? I don't care if I catch a cold or get a fever, because for me, there is no tomorrow." Eiji realizes exactly what that means. She's about to jump. He immediately rushes forward to stop her. Ai screams, "Let me die! Leave me alone!" But Eiji isn't having it. He grabs her and pulls her away from the edge, causing them both to slip and fall onto the ground. No crazy anime tropes here. They just fall. Ai yells at him, asking why he tried to save her, saying if the fencing had been old, he could have fallen and died himself. Eiji, who literally came to the roof to do the exact same thing, suddenly turns into an anime protagonist. He tells her to shut up and drops a hard line. "You don't need a reason to save someone. Okay, Spider-Man, go off." And then, Eiji activates a 200 IQ big brain play. He tells her, "Look, if you really want to die so badly, at least go on a date with me for one day. Let's ditch school together." Bro basically said, if you're gonna end it, don't do it today, do it tomorrow. Hang out with me first. Ai yells, "Skip school? Are you crazy? Do you even understand the situation?" Eiji admits, "Look, what else am I supposed to do? I actually came up here to die too, but I never expected I'd end up stopping a junior from doing the exact same thing." We know Eiji's trauma, but we have no idea what Ai has been through. But hearing his words, something clicks for her. Maybe she relates to him. She stops fighting, starts crying, and finally agrees. They sit under the shelter together. Eiji hands her his handkerchief so she can dry off. She thanks him, but then notices him staring. Eiji tries to look away, but he keeps glancing back. Why? Because Ai is soaked from the rain. Her clothes are clinging to her, and Eiji is getting a front row view. Ai immediately catches on to what he's looking at and glares at him. This is sexual harassment. So Ai wipes away her tears. She looks at Eiji and says, "So, you asked me to go somewhere with you. You must have a place in mind, right?" Eiji is completely caught off guard. No, not really. I was just desperate to stop you, so I just blurted it out." Hearing this, both of them just start laughing. Eiji looks at her and thinks, her smile is so cute. He remembers hearing from his classmates that Ai is basically treated like a queen at school. We even see a quick flashback of her coldly rejecting 3 or 4 guys, saying things like, "Why would I go on a date with you? I don't even know you. A total stranger comes up to me and confesses his love? There's no connection between us. What love are you even talking about?" Eiji is standing there thinking, bro, she rejects literally everyone, but out of nowhere she said yes to me? What is even happening right now? Anyway, after that, they actually sit down and share a meal. Eiji offers her his rice ball, and she absolutely loves it. Like, loves it. She's amazed, asking, "Does food this tasty actually exist?" Eiji smiles and says, "There's a lot of delicious food out there. If you die, you'll never get to taste any of it. Look at our boy, casually talking her out of it." She agrees that it's amazing. Then Eiji hits her with, "Well, then come to my house today." Ai completely freaks out. Eiji meant his family's restaurant, like come eat some good food, but Ai immediately assumes he's inviting her home to do stuff. Anyway, Ai agrees to go, but how are they going to ditch school? The gates are locked. Eiji says, "No problem, we'll just climb over." Ai looks at him deadpan. "I'm wearing a skirt. You want me to climb?" Eiji realizes his mistake. I was just kidding. I mean, if you did climb in a skirt, I wouldn't look up. I absolutely wouldn't look up. I'm not that kind of guy." He stammers, "Just kidding, man. We can actually just open the back gate." Ai asks, "How do you know about the back gate?" Eiji just grabs her hand and says, "Let's go." Our boy is speedrunning this relationship right now. He probably realizes what he just did because his face turns completely red. Ai asks, "Why are you blushing?" Eiji says, "Is this really okay? Like, you're holding hands with a guy you just met." I replies, "Of course I'm a little uncomfortable, but this is normal in plays and movies, right? Though, yeah, this is my first time holding a guy's hand, so take care of it." Eiji smiles. "Don't worry, come with me." As they leave the school, the narration says, "We didn't look back. We left whatever was in the past behind us. And whatever comes next, we'll face it together." Bro lost his ex in one chapter and secured a W girl in the next. We've seen our boy experience good times and terrible times, but don't worry, we're going to see the people who wronged him get exactly what they deserve. But for now, let's look at Ai's perspective. She's questioning herself. Why am I skipping school with someone I just met? She admits that many guys have confessed to her in the past, but she hated it. Why? Because they triggered my trauma. We don't know what that trauma is yet, but apparently, Eiji is different. She thinks, Eiji is a good person. Maybe if I stay with him, I can escape this hell. What hell is she talking about? It hasn't been revealed yet. The manga is ongoing, guys. We just have to wait. Anyway, let's jump back to our antagonist, Kondo. This absolute scumbag basically thinks he's the main character. His dad is a powerful politician, which is why he gets to attend this prestigious school. He's also cracked at soccer. He brags about carrying a weak team all the way to nationals. He's probably just hyping himself up. The team probably had other good players. Kondo explains that he's always been different from others. He barely had to study to get top grades. He was a prodigy, smart, athletic, and naturally popular with girls. He then tells us a story from when he was in the 8th grade. There was a couple in his class, an otaku guy and a really popular girl. They were childhood friends who promised to marry each other in the future. When Kondo saw them together, bro, look at his face. The expression he makes is demonic. He instantly decided he was going to destroy their relationship, and it took zero effort. In the very next panel, the girl is already in his arms, and this girl is total trash. She's talking garbage about her childhood friend, her boyfriend. She calls the otaku a loser and says, dating him is the greatest shame of my life. Kondo thinks to himself, what an idiot. She thinks I'm actually going to stay with her? Hell no. Do you know what Kondo does next? He secretly records her trash-talking her boyfriend, and then he plays the recording for the otaku. Obviously, the poor guy is devastated. He cries, remembering their promise to get married. And watching this guy break down, it gives Kondo ultimate satisfaction. This dude is a massive sadist. After the girl breaks up with the otaku, Kondo's master plan continues. He says, anyone who falls for me eventually ruins their own life. The girl's grades tanked, and she became a complete mess. Kondo alienated her from her old friends, turned her childhood friend into an enemy, and once all the damage was done, I dumped her as soon as high school started. The girl was losing her mind, crying, "Why are you breaking up with me? I gave up everything for you." Kondo just coldly replies, "You know what? I actually hate loser women, so let's break up." That girl met a terrible end, probably dropping out of school entirely. And look at Kondo now. He is grinning like a psychopath, thinking, watching all of that while laughing. Ruining a relationship is just so much fun. Oh my god, this guy is an absolute menace. So, after destroying his first target, his next target was Miyuki. First, he seduced her. Then he literally took her phone, bruised her up himself, took pictures of the injuries, and posted them on her social media account. He made it look like Miyuki was crying out for help, implying her boyfriend was beating her. Since everyone knew Eiji was her boyfriend, the whole school instantly believed Eiji was an abuser. Back in the present, Miyuki is shaking in the classroom. Eiji still hasn't returned, and the guys who wrote, "Die, you trash," on his desk are frantically erasing it. Seeing the empty desk, Miyuki panics, wondering if Eiji did something drastic. The messed up part? When Kondo was orchestrating all the bullying, Miyuki was right there with him. She knew the truth, but she kept her mouth shut. As she's stressing about Eiji, she looks out the window and sees him walking outside. She gets happy for a second, until she realizes he's not alone. He's walking hand in hand with Ai. Miyuki's face drops. Huh? Who is that? At that exact moment, the homeroom teacher of Class 2B also spots Eiji and Ai outside. The teacher sighs in relief. Thank goodness, he's safe. Why did he say that? We get a quick flashback to earlier that morning. The second semester had just started, and the teacher was taking attendance. When he got to Eiji's name, he noticed the kid was missing, and then he saw Eiji's desk completely vandalized with threats like, "Die," and "Get lost, loser." The teacher instantly realized Eiji was being severely bullied. He asked the class where Eiji was, and a student lied, saying Eiji wasn't feeling well and went to the nurse's office. Right then, the school nurse came running in, saying Eiji had disappeared. This was right after Eiji woke up in the infirmary and headed for the roof. The nurse decided to search the whole school, while the teacher immediately called an emergency faculty meeting. Back in the present, before he looked out the window, the teacher addresses the class. He is absolutely not playing around. He says, "Listen to me. You all know about property damage, right? That desk belongs to Eiji. I don't know who wrote all that garbage on it, but whoever did it is not getting off the hook. Desks are school property, and vandalizing them is a crime. Maybe Eiji is a bad person, maybe he isn't. But vandalizing a desk is not allowed. Even celebrities get arrested for sending death threats. Do you kids think you'll get away with it just because you aren't celebrities? We will not tolerate bullying. This isn't a prank. This is a crime. Massive W for the teacher." We then see a quick flashback to the faculty meeting he called 30 minutes earlier. The principal and vice principal actually agreed with him. They declared that bullying wouldn't be tolerated because it ruins the school's reputation and harms the students. They ordered the staff to support Eiji and stop the bullying. I'm actually surprised the administration is doing their job. Meanwhile, we cut to Kondo. He's busy hooking up with some random girl when two of his lackeys run up to him in a panic. They tell him, "Senpai, the teachers said whoever wrote on Eiji's desk is going to be punished. They're launching an investigation. What do we do?" Kondo thinks to himself, "Wow, the teachers are moving fast. Doesn't matter. My dad is a politician. I'm untouchable." He looks at the panicked lackeys and coldly says, "Okay, so what do you want me to do?" The guys are stunned. "Senpai, that's cold. We did all of that for you." Kondo smirks. "Hold on a second. When did I ever tell you to do that for me?" The ground literally falls out from under these guys. They came begging for help, and Kondo is completely throwing them under the bus. They start pleading with him. Kondo thinks to himself, "Perfect. 2 more slaves acquired. This guy is a demon. He's going to help them, but only to use them as his personal pawns." Back to our main couple. Eiji and Ai are sitting in a park. They clearly ran the whole way here. Ai says, "Man, I'm exhausted. That was hard, but I kept up." Eiji is impressed. "I heard you rejected every club offer, but you still ace every single test and athletic event." Eventually, Eiji arrives home. His mom says, "You're home early today." Eiji lies and says, "Yeah, I wasn't feeling well, so I came straight back." His mom is super supportive. "Skipping class, huh? That's fine. I'm just glad you're home." Little does she know, Ai is waiting right outside. Earlier, Eiji had told Ai the story of his family's restaurant. His dad was a chef at a famous hotel, saved up money, fell in love with the front desk receptionist, Eiji's mom, and together they opened a Western-style restaurant. Now his mom and older brother run it together. Back in the present, Eiji's mom says, "Sit down, I'll make you some lunch." Eiji says, "All right," then he turns toward the door. "You can come in now." Ai steps inside and politely introduces herself. Then she bows and says, "Eiji always helps me out. Please forgive me for intruding today." The reaction on Eiji's mom and brother's faces? Priceless.